Hey, thanks for watching 4Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and I have a comic book challenge. And I've got a few people I'm going to tag, and I'll get to them in a moment. But here's the challenge. The challenge is, and this is not, I don't think this is original, but this is one of those that I've never gotten to participate in. So if it's something somebody else came up with, just consider that you have unconsciously inspired me. But here it is. Every collector has some beaters, some beater comics that that are key comics or very, very, very important to them, and they're just happy to have them, even though they're beaters. Now I keep a lot of beaters on the spinner rack here, but I don't keep the beaters that are near and dear to me. You know, I don't generally keep key beaters, even key beaters, on the comic rack. They get a bag and a board, even though I unbag and unboard them for videos such as this. But what I want to do, let me do this. Let me get some better light on the subject. All right, seeing how we make the sausage there. Yeah, I'm so professional. Okay, not. So the challenge is this: at least 10, no more than 10, but 10 or less comics that you have that are beaters that you're just glad to have them in any condition. Okay, some of us may consider, you know, our description of beaters or our judgment of beaters may vary a bit. These I'm going to consider very worn to being beaters, but I'm just going to jump in here, no particular order. I'm going to start with this, which is a first appearance of a fairly major group or team in Marvel Comics. This is Avengers number 69. Back when it was, during that time, it was Mighty Avengers. And this is the first appearance of the Squadron Sinister. Now, you may say, hey, that's got some gloss on it. It's also got a very worn, ticked up spine, as you can see. And you know as well as I do, and some wear there, you know as well as I do, that these kind of things take off. You know, this is, to me, this is low grade. It's got 50 cents on the back in pencil there. You know, that's not what I got it for. I actually won this through a contest, but it's the first appearance of the Squadron Sinister, and so I'm just happy to have it in any condition. And here we go. They only appear, it's a what you call a cameo. They only appear on the very last page there. And then of course issue number 70 has that great cover image where the Avengers and the Squadron Sinister are going head to head, but lots of wear around the cover and some foxed corners and foxing on the corners, that kind of thing. But still, just happy to have it in any condition. Varying conditions here as well, varying conditions of bad. This one is the Incredible Hulk 168, first appearance of the Harpy, with Betty Ross as the Harpy. Now, this is special to me because I first read this story in a Incredible Hulk treasury back in my elementary school days. In fact, we were on vacation. My family and I and a couple of other families were on vacation in Colorado. And when we weren't outside, when we weren't out hiking, when we weren't out fishing, that kind of thing, we did spend some time as young kids. Me and my buddy, we spent some time in the trailer reading comics. We brought comics, or you know, or maybe even picked up comics on the way there. I can't remember. Long trip. These were days before phone, days before electronics, when all you had was board games or something to read, or the radio to keep you entertained. So you know, we may have gotten comics on the way, but there was a Incredible Hulk treasury. I don't remember the number, but it even has the Harpy and I think MODOK on the cover, but I don't remember that exactly. But anyway, this story was in there, and so I did pick this up. This was a $1 book, but you can see why when you get in close there. You can see, again, some gloss, but then lots of chips and wearing around the cover, and the spine is showing definite signs of wear there, some ticks and some pieces missing. So, you know, a reader, most definitely, but it gets a bag and board because this story, very special to me, because I remember just being blown away by it when I was a kid. Of course, Steve Englehart and Herb Trimpe creating this story here, and then of course you can see the chips in the cover there too. So that's Hulk number 168. following close behind, there are 3 Hulk comics in this because the Incredible Hulk figured largely in my childhood. The Incredible Hulk number 172. Shortly after I discovered the Juggernaut through the X-Men comic, I found this in a back issue bin. This is not the original. I loved this story. I read the heck out of it. And this is a great read. Again, same creative team. No, actually, Tony Isabella and Herb Trimpe, artists. But great Herb Trimpe art. And you got this great story with the Hulk and Juggernaut. And first, they kind of team up, you know, and then they end up fighting, of course. And I always thought, you know, I never even realized this had been a story. But as a kid, when I discovered Juggernaut and the X-Men, I thought, of course, you know, every kid's going to think, I wonder how he'd do against the Hulk. And when I found this, when I saw this, I had to buy it as a kid, or I had to get my parents to buy it. And anyway, I rediscovered it a couple of years ago in a dollar box. It's beat to heck, but I love it. Read the story again. There's that nice long crease down there, and you know, like I said, some gloss, but lots of wear and tear. And look at that corner. So anyway, I'm just happy to have it. Thirdly, the last Incredible Hulk book. This is Incredible Hulk number 197. This is a first part of a 2-part story with a story by Len Wein and Sal Buscema. Yay. Sal Buscema. This has the Incredible Hulk and Man-Thing on the cover, but it's a Bernie Wrightson cover. Now, this is where my pickiness probably comes in. I think it's a beat up, you know, you got these spine ticks. I like high grade comics. Now, not the highest grade, and I don't slab, but I like high grade comics. This one is a bit worn, a bit more worn than I would like. Though to some, I've had some of my friends say, hey, that comic's just fine. Got a chip missing in the back cover here. I'm just saying, not the greatest specimen, but a great story. And I'm just glad to have it. I haven't tried to replace it. I haven't gone out there and looked for a higher grade copy. Now, if one came across my path, would I pick it up? Absolutely, I would. But for the right price. But anyway, that one was a cheap comic, and good stuff there. Love it. All right, this was also in the dollar box, and this was worth more than $1, even in its condition. But it is a beater. It is a reader, and partly because of cover damage, wear and tear, and 2, not 1, but 2 stamps on this book. This is Tales of Suspense number 62. The reason why this is a key is the origin of the Mandarin. And this has actually shown up on Key Comics app, or is it Key Comics app? Anyway, it's showing up on one of the apps that tracks values and how they're doing on auctions and stuff. But there's this, you can see the top stamp, and there's the bottom stamp. You can see even though there's some gloss, you can see the spine ticks, and I just don't like spine ticks. Spine ticks take away. You got a corner crease there that goes, I think you got another dinged corner there. So, I mean, you know, it's a fun read. It's great stuff, and that's all that really matters. You got, well, it's a fun read. The first story is drawn by Don Heck, okay, but it's still fun. But the second story is drawn by Jack Kirby. Of course, it's going to be I think, well, no, these wouldn't be reprints back then, would they? So anyway, you got some Jack Kirby in there as well. And so anyway, that's Tales of Suspense number 62, The Origin of the Mandarin. Okay, next I started years ago trying to collect all of this series. Be surprised how difficult it is in my neck of the woods. I don't really like to shop eBay except as a last resort. I like finding my books in the wild. Well, this is Not Brand Echh number 1, and it is again, got some gloss, but you can see the creases. There's some water damage that you'll see on the back. Now, the good thing about this one is it is hard to see the spine ticks because it's a white cover, but you get up here to the panel, you can see the wear, and or to the to the panel up there, the colored panel. And then you look on the back, and of course, then you really see some of the creasing and water damage and such as that. But, you know, Not Brand Echh, it's still a fun Jack Kirby cover. And, you know, great innards in there, if you will. And just a lot of fun. I like the Marvel humor comics. And I really like some of blurbs on the front of this comic. Absolutely the funnest, most satirical humor I ever read or wrote, Stan Lee. Funny, that's just what I was going to say, Roy Thomas. It's a rip-roaring riot. I almost smiled once or twice, Gary Friedrich. And then Saul Brodsky says, they said it couldn't be done, so we didn't do it. So anyway, great stuff. I love the old Marvel bullpen humor. All right. Now this next one is one that I bought off the rack as a kid. 1981. This would have been 7th grade or so. And it still presents decently, but because it's a black cover, the spine ticks show up really, really well, or really, really badly, however you want to say. And spine ticks on a black cover, they really show up. They're like neon lights. And so this book has recently hit the upswing too with the increased popularity of this Marvel villain because of a movie announcement. Anyway, this is the Invincible Iron Man number 150 with that great Iron Man Dr. Doom cover on there. And the reason why, look at you can see the creases, you can see the spine ticks. It just really, those kind of things really leap out on a black cover. Now, just so y'all know, feel free to say in the comments, if you comment on this, feel free to say, Mark, you're going overboard, man. Those are some nice comics. Be grateful for what you have. I am grateful. That's why I still have them. But yeah, I do like nicer books than these are. Hang on a second. Got to pick something up. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So anyway, I hear what you're saying, but it's just the way I am. This next one, and this is the second to last. This is Hanna-Barbera TV Stars number 3. This was published in 1978. And here's the cover. You can see the creases, you can see the spine damage, you can see the corner dings and all of that. But the reason why I have this, and the reason why I like it so much, is it does have Dave Stevens art in here. But most importantly, it has a Space Ghost story, hard to say, Space Ghost story, drawn by the late, great Alex Toth. All right, and so here's the opening page of that story. The reason why that's significant is because Alex Toth is the creator of Space Ghost. When he was working for Hanna-Barbera, he created Space Ghost, he created the Herculoids, and a couple of others. But this is, as far as I know, this is the only comic story where that Space Ghost comic story that Alex Toth drew. And so it's always been, it's one that my friend and former LCS owner, Michael McCormick, made me aware of years and years ago, and I had to get it. And I think he got it for me, but this was the best, copy he could find. And so that's what I've got. And I've had it ever since, probably good 20 years. And it's great stuff. I love it. But the Alex Toth art on Space Ghost is really significant to me, to have the creator of the character doing the art in the book. All right, one last book here, and it is a Classics Illustrated number 32. Let me look at the 15-cent cover price. December 1946. So it is a Golden Age book. This is Lorna Doone. Now, the reason why this is, and thankfully it has the heavier cardstock, not quite cardstock, but somewhere between cardstock and regular cover paper, or it would be in worse shape. But you can see on the spine the ticks and stuff. Now, again, you might be out there saying, dude, that's a Golden Age book. It looks great. Maybe so, but like right up here, and but yeah, maybe I protest too much. Some browning on the edges on the cover, some browning on the pages, but I know that's maybe to be expected. But anyway, I see it as kind of a beater, and but it still gets its bag and board. But the reason why this is so important, this is my only book drawn by Matt Baker, Golden Age great Matt Baker. The cover and every interior page is Matt Baker. It is literally Matt Baker from front cover to last page, and it's gorgeous, beautiful. And for some reason, just as I've talked about this one before on videos, just so you know, Last time I checked it, this thing it's not unreachable by any means. It's rather cheap for a Matt Baker book. So you might go check it out. Go search eBay for Classics Illustrated, you know, and just put Classics Illustrated Lorna Doone and look for this cover. But it is rather beat, but it is one of my treasured Golden Age books simply because of the art. All right, so those are my beaters. I think those were 10. You can do up to 10. And the only other thing I ask is this: resist the temptation. We comics fans like to share our nice books. Resist the temptation, if you would, to slip in any of your really nice keys in there. Keep this to, I ask you to keep this to the worn out keys, the beat up keys that you're just glad to have in any condition. Why? Well, because some people, you believe it or not, I don't have a lot of high value keys, and it doesn't bother me, but other people out there might just be proud of the keys they've got, no matter what the condition. So let's keep this as a beat up keys challenge. And I think that might be what I call it. I don't know what I'll call it, but I'm going to tag 4 people. I'm going to tag Sleepy Reader 666. I'm going to tag Metarog, Lady Fantastic, and Brian LCS, and I'll include their you know, links to their channels and everything. But this is the challenge, and you can challenge whoever else. And actually, you know, do it whether I tag you or not, or invite you or not. But if you'd like to do it, just drop me a line to put in the comments that you've done one, and that's great. But those are people I'm specifically tagging, but I'm inviting anyone. You got those old beaters that are still keys and you're proud to have them, just glad to have them, then, you know, tell me about them. Tell us about them. Tell the community about your beat up keys. Anyway, that's it for now. This is Mark Allen. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you again next video.